You've started to think about the value of your business and how you can increase the value of your business without adding any revenue or profit. Well, the good news is in this video, I'll be showing you 4 ways in how you can double the value of your business without increasing revenue or profit. Every business has a valuation number. Some businesses are valued at 0, while others are valued at billions of dollars. And what's the difference between those businesses? Of course, size definitely plays a part in terms of revenue and profit, but there are other things that can move the needle when it comes down to valuation. Now, if you want to find out what your business is worth, then click the link in the description and book a confidential call in which we can go over the value of your business and any potential sale or exit that you're thinking about. But coming back to this video, the first thing to do to increase the value of the business is to make it less about you. Of course, when you start a business and you're going through the growth phases of a business, then you're doing a lot of the legwork, you're doing the sales, you're doing the marketing, you're running the operations, you're managing everything. But as your business grows and it matures, you need to make the business less about you by hiring team members, especially in those areas where you need the support or what you don't enjoy. That's just part of building a good business. And buyers, when they're looking at businesses to purchase, they're looking for businesses that can run without the owner. So currently, what are you doing in your business that you don't have to do? Are there things that you're doing that you can easily pass on to other team members? These are some of the things that you need to think about when it comes down to increasing the value of your business, making it less about you and making it transferable. Why do investors like to see businesses that are run without the owner or have limited input from the owner? Is because they know that if the owner goes away one day, then there are other people in the business who can continue to run the business without any input from ownership. And of course, most buyers are buying from an investment perspective. They don't want to run the business day to day. There are some buyers out there who are owner operators who want to be owner operators, but still make it less about you because you might go away and the other person wants to come in. But because it was all about you, then the new person can't come in and do the things that they want to do. So making the business less about you ensures that there is predictability around operations. So if your business is currently valued at 2x, you can make it 4x just by removing yourself from operations completely. And this is the other thing. If you can remove yourself from the business completely, meaning you have nothing to do with the business at all, no day-to-day management, no operations, no sales, especially no sales. If you want to do anything, get out of the customer relationships. That's what you need to do. Don't make any sales in the business. Pass that entirely over to a sales team. That is the key thing. The biggest risk when it comes down to business valuation is that if the owner of the business is involved in the sales of the business and he is integral or she is integral to the sales, that is the big no-no. That can actually decrease the value of your business. So if your business is currently worth 3x, it takes it down to 2x, even 1.5x. So I purchased a business. It was 1.5x of profit. Why? Because one of the owners, there was 2 owners, one of the owners was contributing about just under 10% of the revenue of the business. And we had to build a plan for that owner to effectively come out of the business. So reduce the risk, make it less about you, and exit yourself from the day-to-day responsibilities of the business. And ultimately, even if you exited yourself from the day-to-day responsibilities of the business, you don't have to sell the business. You can just sit back and do the things that you enjoy. As one business owner, they like to do dog training. That's what it is, right? So they like to do dog training. So they get these dogs, they breed them to a very high standard, and they focus on dog training. It's got nothing to do with their business. That's what they enjoy, their passion. They spend a lot of hours on a daily basis focusing on this dog training aspect of things. They want to do that. They have the space to do it because they're not involved in the business. Now, principle number 2 is to increase the predictability of your revenue. Now, I did say that you don't have to increase your revenue or increase your profit. This one's slightly different because can you transform your current revenue and make it more predictable? So let's say, for example, that you own a optician's business, and that optician's business, you have new appointments coming in, people coming in, they're getting their eyes checked, they're buying glasses, they're buying contact lenses, they're doing all of these things. But is there a way that you can get people on a contact lens subscription? This is something which is available in the industry. It's been around for a very long time. If your business is not tapping in to contact lens subscriptions and it's not tapping into making that part of their revenue stream, then you're missing a trick and massively missing out on valuation. That's predictable revenue. That is recurring revenue. People are paying by direct debit and you're shipping out the contact lenses on a monthly basis. You don't have to think about that. If you can make that 5%, if you can make that 10%, if you can make that 20%, if you can make that 50% of the revenue, then you are going to massively increase the value of your business. What can you do in your current business that can make your business revenue more predictable? Now, this is a recurring revenue model that I've just said, but can you get contracts with your customers? So instead of selling one time every time to your customers, can you get a contract? Let's say, for example, you're a garden landscaper and you go to clients' houses and you mow their lawns for them, and you do that on a one-by-one basis. But you're going to the same clients all the time. Can't you get a contract with them to say that, right, you pay me X amount and I'll do your lawn for the next year? And then you have that agreement in place. Look, you don't have to have this long contract. No, it's a very simple agreement that you have in place that you're going to do their lawn for the next year, and it's going to cost the customer X amount, and they're going to be paying on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, or all of it up front, and they're going to come to you for renewal. That is another way in which you can increase the predictability of your business's revenue. So in that example, you have not increased the revenue of your business. You're going to the same clients doing the same lawns. All you've done is that you've got it on a contracted basis. Buyers pay more for predictable revenue. So think about how you can transform your current revenue to make it more predictable. Cup of tea. I don't know why I like this cup. It's Winnie the Pooh. Tip number 3, write down all of the processes of your business. And when I say write down, it doesn't need to be in written format. You can have PowerPoint presentations. I like to do videos these days in businesses. I like to recommend people to do videos. In fact, there was one business owner who was selling her business. She had everything in video format, all the way down to how to make tea for customers. This was so, that's really detailed. But if you can have everything documented, how do you get new leads? What platforms do you use to get new leads? Do you make phone calls to get new leads? Do you go door to door to get new leads? Who then processes those leads? How do they process those leads? How does it go to the salesperson? What does the salesperson say? What happens once a sale has been made? How is that fulfilled? How are they resold? Who does the cash collection? Who then processes that into bookkeeping? All of this needs to be documented so that if one person leaves and another person gets recruited and takes that position, that new person knows exactly what to do. And just like that new person, that new employee would know exactly what to do, people who are buying businesses, they like to know, they want the clarity, they want the assurance that your business is strong in its processes. They buy the business on Monday, they need to ensure that the business is still running in exactly the same way on Friday. And buyers will pay more for that and therefore increasing the value of your business. And that leads us into tip number 4, because in tip number 3, we're talking about documenting the processes. In tip number 4, we're talking about data. And data, number 1, financial data. Look, have you got all of your accounts in order? Do you know how to read your accounts? Are your accounts normalized? Can everyone understand your accounts even though they're not you? You know, it's beyond me that how many business owners don't even understand their own accounts. They'd say, I need to speak to my accountant. I need to refer to this person. I need to refer to that person. If you don't understand your own accounts, how can you expect a third person who's valuing your business, who's trying to buy your business, who's trying to invest in your business, how will they be able to understand your financial data? So your financial data needs to be clean, it needs to be readable, it needs to be understandable. The better you can get your financial data, the more it will increase the value of your business. And if you only focused on these 2 areas, financial and processes, then you'd actually increase the revenue of your business and potentially the profit of your business as well, let alone the valuation. The valuation will definitely increase when you have all of the data in order. But other than financial data, there's legal data, there's compliance, there's all of these other areas that you need to ensure that you've got documented in an easy to understand way. Is it all stored securely? Is it all stored in one place? Is it backed up? All recorded, clean and simple to understand. Now, if you have all four of these things in place, your business is less reliant on you. You've got predictable revenue, something which is more sustainable, existing revenue. You have all of your processes handled and documented, and you have all of your data, your business data, clean and understandable, easy to digest, easy to access, and secure. That will double the valuation of your business. It will double the valuation of your business for yourself. It will double the valuation of your business for investors. It will double the valuation of your business if you come to sell your business, when you come to sell your business. These are just four of the tips that you can do to increase the value of your business. I work with business owners on a daily basis on these four areas and others to unlock hidden value in their business. So if you're intrigued and you want to discover what your business is currently worth and what it could be worth, click the link in the description and book a confidential call. We can go over your business's value. But more importantly than that, on this channel, we talk about business exits, acquisitions, and value creation. So click this video, which is popping up on the screen, and I'll see you in the next video.